Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Wes with the Freshie. Um, I often complain when I need a haircut, so I'm not sorry. Anyway, we are going to be doing more subclass tier ranking in today's video, as we're getting to part 2 of Griffon Saddlebags book 2. We're continuing with our subclasses review, and we're going to get right into it with the Oath of the Spelldrinker Paladin. Guys, you know how I feel about paladins. I either think they're too powerful and I don't like them if they're focused towards like damage and stuff, because paladins just having lay on hands and always heal and or protection at level 5 makes paladins super strong. A lot stronger than most classes without even trying. That's the thing. Paladins, like, you don't have to try with them and you can easily outshine other people. So that's just my thing with paladins. Anyway, this paladin though, the Oath of the Spelldrinker, isn't a support focused paladin, kind of, but they are very strong, especially if you're like in a Eva Vecna campaign currently, guys. Ooh. Um, because right at level 3, their channel divinity. Oh, actually, spell list. I want to mention one quick spell here, and that is Arcanist Magic Aura. And that is because typically I feel like that is a DM spell. Okay, red herring, perfect example. But not for the players, red herring for the enemies, because an NPC has placed a magic aura on this to protect said item from being discovered by other people. If you're going to trick your players with it, do it as a joke, don't hide pertinent information behind it. But when a player has it, this is fun, especially for gags, or if you are playing a species that isn't human or humanoid. If you're playing Changeling, Eladrin, Shatterkai, Satyr, not Pixie, Fairy. I know I'm missing one. Minotaur is the other Fey one, official Fey one. So if you're playing any of those and don't want to get hit with banishment and sent back to the Fey realm, you might want to use that spell on yourself. But now let's get into the channel divinity, and the reason I think this class is so powerful: absorb magic. So you can use a reaction, and you can expend a use of your channel divinity to basically absorb a spell, right? When somebody casts a spell within 30 feet of you. Oh my god, I would totally use this. Sorry, in my Cursor Strahd game, we're very petty. And I would do this on purpose to our wizard, just for fun, outside of combat. Just because it's 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 fun when we do stuff like that. Prank each other in games sometimes. Anyway, continuing on. So you can when a creature within 30 feet of you, you can expend the use of your channel divinity and your reaction to try to absorb. Well, you don't try, you do. So you just do, unless the spell is higher than 1 plus your paladin level, divided by 3, rounded up. Never gets higher than 6th level. You can never counter or absorb magic higher than 6th level. It scales with your spell class progression, your spell progression. So at 5th level, you can counter 3rd level spells because it is a +1. At 9th level, it's 4th, 13th is 5th, and then at 17th, it would be 6th. On top of that, whenever you use this ability, you gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus 5 times the spell's level. First level spell, so 5. Second level spell, 10, and plus your charisma modifier. Really good feature, especially once again, if you're like an Eve Vecna campaign, or most campaigns have cultists. So this is a great feature. Second feature is Expeditious Command, which is Expeditious Retreat, sort of. It's you use a bonus action and your channel divinity. Choose a number of features equal to your charisma modifier, and you guys can. It can also be yourself. You have to choose yourself. You don't automatically gain this upon yourself. And you guys can dash or disengage as a bonus action, similar to a rogue or monk. You're not going to be able to dodge like a monk or hide like a rogue. However, You can dash and disengage, like I said, similar to the Expeditious Retreat spell, but it only lasts for 1 to the Paladin to start of your next turn. That's a really good feature too, especially if you have a rogue already in your party. You don't have to select them if you guys are running. There's a few times where you guys have to, where the only option is run. And so having extra movement, an extra dash action in your pocket is always great. Oh, and also at 3rd level, because we're not done yet, you're going to gain our proficiency in Arcana. Then at 7th level, you gain Aura of Destruction. Sorry, Disruption. And I'm like trying to this ability, guys. So this is just an always on thing because it's an aura, like you're, aura of protection, but aura of disruption. If a creature within 10 feet or a creature is concentrating on a spell, ends within 10 feet of you, they have to make a con save against your spell save DC or they lose the spell. And also you are like can't be scryed upon, and any creatures within 10 feet of you can't be scryed upon. But let's actually talk about that main function for a bit, guys, because it just says con saving throw, doesn't say concentration check. So things like Warcaster, well, Warcaster is only advantage against damage, so that wouldn't help. But things like the Warlock's Eldritch Mind wouldn't help here, depending how it's worded. If Eldritch Mind says concentration checks, then it won't help you. If it says advantage on maintaining concentration on a spell, then it would help you, because the way this is worded, while concentrating on a spell. Anyway, this is just really powerful, and I love that it says hostile so that your allies don't get screwed over by it. Our ranger in my Curse of Strahd campaign has a magic sword that whenever she draws it, creature spellcasters within 10 feet have to make a spell save or have to make a wisdom save against her spell save DC or be frightened. So that's really fun. And as a paladin in my one campaign, never really affects me because of Aura of Protection. So having Aura of Protection followed by our 15th level feature, Armored Focus, right? You can, while you're concentrating on a spell, it can't be broken as a result of taking damage. Incapacitated, like getting hit with a hold person, will still not make you lose your spell. However, once again, paired with Aura of Protection, where you probably have a +3 to your Wisdom save, it helps, definitely helps. And then finally, at level 20, you become a god, and you just have resistance to damage from spells. Whenever you expend a spell slot at 1st level or higher, you regain a number of hit points equal to your charisma modifier. Whenever you or a friendly creature, actually. And then, yeah, you're a god. This is an S tier paladin. This is a 2014 class. Beyond, despite saying backwards compatible, it's only for their classes. Like if you wanted to take a Grim Hollow class, you'd have to play 2014 class. You can't select 2024 class and still pick your Grim Hollow subclass because it hasn't been updated. But then again, there's like old official subclasses that haven't been updated, but can be selected as part of the 2024 thing, revised rules. It's really strong, especially if you're going up against spellcasters. Like I said, in Eve of Vecna campaign. All right, let's take the Spell Drinker Barbarian, the Inquisition Domain Cleric, the Barbarian from the Cthulhu mythos. What was it called again? The Anti-Magic Barbarian? I forget what it was called. Anyway, and then let's also take the Monster Hunter Ranger. And that's like the perfect anti-spellcaster party, guys. Ranger. All right, so we have the Rockborn Ranger. This is like up in the mountains, we raise giant birds type of rangers. So the Rockborn spells, I mean, nothing really stand out except 2. Actually, 3 kind of stand out to me. 2 stand out. So Feather Fall, awesome. Good to always have it prepared as a reaction. Cool. Especially considering you get a climbing speed at 6th level. You gain a climbing speed at 6th level as a ranger, so having Featherfall in your back pocket always pretty handy. Gust of Wind, don't know how often you'll cast it. Lightning Bolt saves you the time of taking Lightning Arrow, same thing. Then Ice Storm, I don't know how Ice Storm's actually, if you're a range ranger, negative. Legend Lore, good to have in your back pocket, though you're not going to get it till 17th level, and by then, other people in your party would have had Legend Lore, hopefully. Anyway, third level, we get Guiding Winds. This is, think of this like the Swarm Keeper Ranger's abilities, where when you make an attack, you have different options. One of them is the target takes D4 damage, goes up to a D8 when you hit level 11, common. This one's gonna give you the option to either increase, do a little bit extra damage, 1d4, or if you miss, you can redirect that attack to someone else. And the only thing is now your attack roll is going to use wisdom. So I would honestly probably go with like a wisdom based ranger, maybe pick up the druidic warrior instead of as your fighting style so you can gain shillelagh and just go wisdom base. Because if you're ever miss an attack, this feature keys off of wisdom as well. The next feature you're going to get is Whisper of Knowledge. You can take 10 minutes and swap out a skill or tool. You can do this a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, and the change lasts until you take a short or long rest. Really awesome. The fact that it's like 10 minutes, if it was even shorter, that'd be cooler. But this is like a, 10 minutes go by type of thing. Or, while he's doing that, while he's casting Identify as a ritual, I'm just going to do this real quick. While they're casting Prayer of Healing, I'm going to do this real quick. At level 7, we gain Windswept. Your walking speed increases by 5, which now would be an additional 15 feet on top of your base movement because you're a ranger. And you're going to get resistance to cold damage. A lot of rangers get that, which also makes sense because you have a climbing speed and you're in the mountains. This ranger would roll in a good Icewind Dale campaign. If you're playing, I think Icewind Dale is the name of the campaign. If you're playing Icewind Dale, this would be really good. At level 11, you're going to get Soar, which as a bonus action, you get the super jump that the Psy Warrior gets, or the Dragon Monk. Yeah. So it only lasts to the end of your next turn, and if you're in the sky, you fall. Or it only lasts to the end of your turn, and if you're in the sky, you fall. Anyway, we're going to go on to Hurricane, Uncanny Dodge. If you're falling, you just take no damage instead of gaining resistance. When you use this ability, creatures of your choice within 5 feet have to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone, take bludgeoning damage equal to your ranger level, and be knocked prone. Sorry. On a success, they just take half damage. And kind of get a teleport along with it, because you don't provoke opportunity attacks. This is the B tier ranger. By my standards, it's B tier. It's really nothing bad. It's just the level 7 features are just like, meh. Resistance and +5 movement speed. Resistance to cold damage. I'm like, how often are you going to take cold damage? The Grim Surgeon Rogue we have next. First up, the artwork. We have another Plague Doctor and also another healer as well, which honestly, I'll save that to the end. I'll save this to the end, guys. We'll dive into this. Right up at level 3, the Grim Surgeon Rogue is going to get Medic, which means you gain proficiency in medicine, expertise if you already have it. Then, as a bonus action, you can stabilize an unconscious creature within 5 feet of you. If you have a healer's kit, when you do this, you can still use the bonus action. Bonus action using healer's kit, pretty good. The creature regains a number of hit points equal to 1d4 plus your proficiency bonus. So, I mean, it's like having Healing Word available, but not at a distance. I mean, you could just get Healing Word with the Magic Initiate feat as a background, or you get Healer, which if you got Healer, that's an extra d4 on top of this d4. Also, at level 3, you're going to get Transfusion, which when you deal sneak attack to a creature that isn't a construct or undead, you gain temporary hit points equal to your wisdom. And then once you get to level 13, this goes to double your wisdom modifier. And these last to the start of your next turn. So not that much temporary hit points, but I mean, if you're sneak attacking every turn, then you will be regaining 10 hit points every turn. Then at level 9, we are going to get... So, Field Surgeon is a non-combat ability. So at the start of a short rest, you roll your sneak attack dice, and then at the end of a short rest, a creature will gain extra hit points equal to that sneak attack roll. Honestly, and you could do this, you can't do this again until you finish a long rest. You don't have to record the results because I feel like whenever we take a short rest, back when I used to play my bard and we had a short rest and I would use Song of Healing, Performance of Healing, whatever their old short rest ability was. I was just like, if you're rolling hit dice, add a d6. Or then when it got to a d8, I'd be like, if you're rolling hit dice, add a d8. And I feel like that's how most things work for short rest when people are rolling. It's just people tell you, hey, add this to your thing. It's not, I'm going to record this and then we're going to continue role playing. Like, yeah, that may happen. Or it's like, you might just, especially if you're playing online, you might just DM the person, like, hey, you got this much extra hit points. I mean, it's the same as recording it, but honestly, just do it right then and there. Then at level, still a good feature because sneak attack dice level, this is what, 3, 4? Yeah, you're like rolling 4 d6s of healing. That's could be a good amount of extra healing. Especially when this doesn't cost you anything. You just do this once for free. And you, and then you just continue on being a rogue. Level 13 Toxic Shock. When you gain temporary hit points from your transfusion ability, hey, remember, it can't be undead or construct. And you sneak attack them. You gain those temporary hit points. They get hit with the Vex and the slow property, basically. Pretty good. Especially if you are using updated rogue and you do have weapon mastery. It's really good because then you can pair with other stuff. Then at level 17, you get Bloodbound. It says Bloodbound, but honestly, you kind of think of it like bloodbending because you can force a creature to make a saving throw after you hit them with a sneak attack. It's based off your wisdom, and if they fail, they're under the effects of Dominate Beast or Dominate Person. Literally, it's bloodbending. That's really cool. I don't see anything bad with this rogue. I'm just gonna have to give it an A. Like, I love the theme. The use the making a healing kit useful is awesome. And the recording the results is meh. I mean, that's just extra words. You don't really need that. You just good feature, just extra words for no reason. Anyway, here's a quick way how to use the Grim Surgeon along with the Way of Mercy Monk as like a pair of NPCs. You could have them as secret assassins, doctor like by night and doctors by day, and they can like show up to help your party at one point or might need your party's help at one point. That would be a really cool way to use these guys as NPCs. Or if you're players and you want to have like a friend thing going on, like between you and another party member, that could be pretty cool as well. Like you guys could play siblings or something, or maybe even rivals. That there's options there that you could do with the subclasses. 8 tier rogue. Let's move on to the Sorcerer of the Desert Soul. So at level 1 or 3, you're also going to gain Sandstorm. Whenever you cast a spell, first level or higher, you can move a creature. Oh, they have to make a saving throw. Or you can push a creature 10 feet if they're medium or small. If they're large, you can push them 5 feet. They have to make a strength save against your spell save DC. Really good because you're a sorcerer. You can pair this with AoE effect spells. On top of that, when you reach 6th level, whoever you moved also takes damage, a d8 of bludgeoning or fire, your choice, and this increases again at 14th and 18th level. Then at level 6, you're going to gain Mirage, which thematic and cool. So this wizard or sorcerer doesn't gain an expanded spell list. You do learn Mirror Image, and you always have it prepared, doesn't count against you. When you cast Mirror Image, you can cast it normally, or you could just expend 2 sorcery points to cast it as well. And any creature that destroys one of your illusions will take fire damage equal to half your sorcerer level when illusion like burst. So that's kind of cool. Free defensive feature. Free spell. Your one free spell, and it's like you don't want to hit me, and a sorcerer you kind of don't want to get hit. So this is really fun. Then at level 14, you're gonna get Desert Nomad. After a creature that you push with your after you push a creature with your sandstorm, you can spend 2 sorcery points and teleport to the where the sandstorm was. And when you do this, you become invisible until the end of your next turn. Pretty cool. So you cast a spell, push someone, you sandstorm them into effect, then you teleport to where they were, and then you could just be like with your mirror images. So if they try to come out the effect and hit you, then they take more damage. It's got little combos within itself. Then at 18th, you're gonna get Sandform, which you spend 5 sorcery points and a bonus action, and you turn into the Sandman. You can't be grappled. You can squeeze into like spaces of an inch, and you can move through the space of creatures regardless of their size, and difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement. When an attacker hits you, you can use a reaction to gain resistance to all damage, including that attack, and you remain in this form so you're incapacitated for 1 minute or as a bonus action. There's no limit on how many times you can do this. You just have to spend 5 sorcery points every time. Okay, so the Dune Trader is like the expanded spell list hurts, so I'm just gonna give it a. So it depends when. So really depends when this subclass was made. If it was made pre Tasha's, I'm gonna give it an A. If it was made post Tasha's, then it deserves a B for not having an expanded spell list. So we're gonna move on to the Warlock now. I don't really see any standouts on their spell list. Starting at first level, you gain Eldritch Heads. You have a number of heads equal to your proficiency bonus, like extra invisible heads. Creatures with true sight can see them. You could see them, but you just have these. And once per turn, when you can expend like one of these heads, like they go poof. And so you could do extra damage equal to your proficiency bonus +1 to a creature. Or you can, when you make a charisma intimidation check, you can expend one to give yourself advantage. Also, when you fail a death save, you can expend one to succeed instead. In addition, you can take a bonus action to axe your patron to restore up to 2 heads. You can do this whenever you finish, or you can do this once until you finish a long rest. Or you regain this ability until when you finish a long rest. Why can't I speak right now? I'm sorry, guys. It's early. Anyway, that's really cool, especially the just I want to succeed a death save. Then we're also gonna get guarded. So you can't be surprised, and if a creature would gain advantage from being within 5 feet of you, then they don't. So like the optional flanking rule, you can't be flanked. More importantly, pack tactics doesn't work against you, which is the big one. So that's really good feature because it's like, well, you can't surprise me. I got a whole extra head here. As long as you do have an extra head, because once it's gone, then if you're out of heads, you're vulnerable to pack tactics again. But then at level 6, we're gonna get improved heads. You can expend some of your heads to gain temporary hit points equal to 2d6 plus your charisma modifier. At this point, you should have 3 heads. Okay, then this is a really strong feature, guys. Once per turn, you can expend a head to take a reaction, even if you already took a reaction. Level 10. You gain bonus to intelligence, wisdom, perception checks, and intelligence saving throws equal to half your proficiency bonus. This is pretty good. I like it. Just fun, flavorful. It's really the saving throw bonus that I like the most. Anyway, level 14, you get Eldritch Frenzy. You take an action, you regain all uses of your heads, and they roar really loudly, 300 feet really loud, and every creature of your choice within 60 feet has to make a int save versus your spell save DC. On a fail, they take 48 psychic damage, have the incapacitated condition, and you can do this once per long rest. Not the best 14th level feature, the damage isn't that strong. But it's like a free synaptic static. I guess, on a large group. Yeah, I mean, actually, depending how if you're surrounded, this could be really good. Um, you can't surprise me. You can't get pack tactics against me. I can autosave, def save. I can gain a second reaction. This is like an A tier, possibly S tier. About this Warlock, guys. I'm gonna say it's an A, pushing S. You can argue me to S tier. All right, so Wandlore Wizard. Right at level 3, you're gonna get Core Wand. You create a wand. This wand has 7 charges, and it regains them on a long rest. You can expend them a certain way, starting with whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw, you can expend a number before you know if it's a success or fail. You expend a number, so if you spend 2 charges, you gain a +2 bonus to your attack roll or to your save. If you spend 7, you gain 7 to your save or attack roll. Also, when a creature hits you with an attack, you can expend them to gain the same benefit, but to your AC. So if you get hit and they only hit you by if your AC is I don't know, 14, you get hit with a 15, you can expend 2 charges, make your AC 16, and now they miss instead of casting the shield spell. Or you can just cast the shield spell, but it's like a free shield spell. You're also going to get Wand Savant, turns wands and staffs into spell books. So if you find a wand and it says you, like the Wand of Binding, cast Hold Person on a creature or Hold Monster, you can learn that spell from the wand. Or if Wand of Fireballs, you can learn Fireball from it. Perfect. On top of that, while you're holding your wand, if you cast a spell with touch, you can actually change it to 10 feet as long as the target isn't behind total cover. And at 14th level, that increases. It's sort of like the Sorcerer's extended spell, but you have to be holding your core wand. Then at level 6, you're going to get Arcane Battery. You can, whenever you use your Arcane Recovery feature on a short rest to regain spell slots, you can also regain 3 core wand charges. And additionally, when you cast a spell with your core wand that forces another creature to make a save, you can increase your spell save DC. So at level 3, you gain the ability to increase your attack roll and your own version of your spell, your safeties, and your saving throws, along with your AC. Level 6, you're going to gain the ability to increase the odds of your enemies failing against your save DC. Then at level 10, I'm sorry if that made no sense. Then at level 10, you can imbue your wand. This is sort of like the Artificer's Create Magic Ring or Spellstorm Ring, or you've seen this feature before. It's, I can put spell in this thing, you can take that thing, you can cast the spell using my spell save DC and my spell attack roll, but your concentration. It's one of those abilities, guys. The number of charges it has are based on your intelligence modifier at this level. If you prioritize, your intelligence is probably 5, so they'll have 5 charges. Okay, so at level 14, you get manifest charges. You can just bonus action, always expend a charge, make a creature take a little bit of force damage. Or when you or another creature you see takes damage, you can use your reaction, expend a charge, and grant them a magic barrier. It's equal to 3 times the amount of charges spent. So if they're taking 15 damage, you would have to spend 5 charges to reduce that to 0. Also, you're going to gain a little flavorful thing, because some wands say when you expend the last charge, you have to roll a d20 and they can blow up. That doesn't apply to you. It's like, no. I'm the Wand Whisperer. This wand will not blow up. You will regain all your charges tomorrow and you will be fine. So I'm going to give this, you got a little bit of extended spell meta magic going on. You have grant allies extra spells, familiar. You have increased spell save DC, increase AC, increase spell attack, increase saving throw. This is an S tier wizard, guys. And with that, there you have it. Those have been the rest of the subclasses in Griffon Saddlebags Book 2. This has been part 2. Once again, I'm Wes, where's the fun? Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!